This pile of rocks is a machine, and once a year, at dawn, it switches on. No gears, no power, no moving parts, and it told ancient humans the one thing they could not afford to get wrong: when winter was coming. Last episode, we learned how they kept fire alive all winter. But fire only saves you if your wood pile is full before the first blizzard. Start stockpiling the day it feels cold, and you're already a month too late. So how do you see winter coming, with no calendar, no forecast, and no idea what month it is? Let's go find out. As always, we're traveling to the origin point. Destination: a river valley, 10,000 years ago, late summer. And this time, a soft landing. Spoke too soon. It's warm, the trees are green, and winter feels impossibly far away. And that right there is the trap. Winter doesn't send a warning. 1 week you're sweating. The next, the first blizzard buries the valley. Miss the timing on the herd migration, and you starve. Miss the salmon run, and a year's worth of protein swims past in 2 weeks. Miss the firewood season, and episode 2 happens to you, without the happy ending. Out here, knowing the date isn't trivia, it's a survival organ. Now you might be thinking, easy, just count the days. Sure, count to 365. Without writing, without numbers, without losing track once. Get sick for a week, and your count quietly rots. And here's the cruel part. The year doesn't come with a starting line. Day one of what, exactly? To count a year, you first need something in nature that says, start here. So ancient humans went looking for one. The first clues were alive. Geese exploding off the lake heading south. Reindeer herds drifting toward their winter grounds. Leaves flipping from green to gold. Every hunter knew these signs by heart. But living clocks have a problem. They're reactions, not predictions. By the time the geese panic, winter is basically in the parking lot. And one warm autumn can fool the whole forest into running late. They needed a clock that never lies. So they looked up, and the first thing anyone notices up there is the moon. It runs the same show every month. New, crescent, half, full, and back again. One full cycle takes about 29.5 days. A big, bright, free clock. And humans may have been tracking it for a very, very long time. Archaeologists have found bones over 30,000 years old, carved with rows of neat little notches. Some researchers think those notches follow the phases of the moon. If they're right, that bone is a pocket calendar from the Ice Age. Count the moons, and you can finally make a plan. Winter comes 3 moons from now. Except the moon cheats. 12 moon cycles adds up to about 354 days. The real year is 11 days longer. So a pure moon calendar drifts. 11 days off every single year. 3 years in, you're a full month wrong. Follow only the moon, and 3 moons to winter slowly becomes a lie. The moon is a great stopwatch, but a terrible compass for the year. For that, you need the sun, and the sun has a secret. It doesn't rise in the same place every day. Watch from the same spot each morning, and the sunrise slides along the horizon. In midsummer, it comes up far to the north, and the days stretch long. Then it slides south, a little every morning, as the days shrink. And in midwinter, it stops. For a few days, it rises in the same spot, as if the sun is standing still. That's literally what solstice means. Sun stands still. Then it turns around and heads back north. That turnaround is nature's starting line. The same exact day, every single year. Find it, and you found the reset button for the entire year. And you don't need technology to find it. Just patience and a good ridge. Stand in the same spot every dawn. Line the sunrise up against the landscape. That notch, that peak, that dead tree. Sunrise over the Twin Peaks? The salmon arrive in 2 weeks. Sunrise touching the lone pine? Start stockpiling wood today. Your horizon becomes a calendar you can read at a glance. Hunter-gatherers all over the world used exactly this trick. Some still do. One spot, one horizon, one sunrise at a time. The year decoded. And for the long, dark stretches in between, they had a backup dial, the stars. Stars keep a schedule too, but their schedule shifts with the seasons. Some star clusters sink below the horizon and vanish for months. Then they reappear in the dawn sky on almost the same date every year. The superstar was the Pleiades, a tight little sparkle of stars you can cover with your thumb. Cultures on nearly every continent used its return to time planting, harvesting, or moving camp. Farmers in Greece, sailors in the Pacific, herders in Africa, all reading the same 7 stars. The night sky was the first app that came pre-installed for everyone on Earth. But this entire system has one terrifying weakness. It lives inside someone's head. The elder who knows the horizon marks is one bad winter away from taking them to the grave. Clouds can hide the solstice for weeks, and if the band moves camp, the whole horizon calendar breaks. Wrong ridge, wrong notches. Knowledge this precious needed a body that couldn't die. So humans did something extraordinary. They stopped memorizing the calendar and built it. In Scotland, archaeologists found a row of 12 pits, dug in a long, careful arc. They dated it, about 10,000 years old. That's 5,000 years before Stonehenge. 12 pits, very likely one for each moon of the year. And the whole arc lines up on the midwinter sunrise. Remember the moon's 11-day cheat? This is the fix. Track the moons in the pits all year long. Then, let the solstice sunrise reset the count every single winter. Hunter-gatherers built a self-correcting calendar out of holes in the ground. Before farming, before metal, before the wheel. And once farming arrived, the calendars went monumental. In Ireland, 5,000 years ago, people stacked 200,000 tons of stone into a mound called Newgrange. Older than Stonehenge, older than the pyramids. Above its entrance, the builders left one small, precise window in the stone, the roof box. For 364 mornings a year, the chamber inside stays pitch black. But on the few dawns around the winter solstice, the rising sun threads that window like a needle, and a blade of gold slides 60 feet down the passage into the innermost room. For about 17 minutes, the darkest room in Ireland glows. Then the beam slips away, and the stone goes back to sleep for a year. Now think about what that beam is actually saying. It only fires when the sun reaches its southern limit, the exact turnaround of the year. This machine doesn't just measure midwinter, it announces it. To everyone standing in that chamber, it said, "This is the bottom. From tomorrow, the days get longer. The light is coming back. Winter has a deadline now." 10,000 years before the weather app, humans didn't just predict winter, they built machines that promised spring. So next time your phone buzzes with a frost warning, remember it's just the newest gadget in a very old product line. The word month is literally the word moon wearing a disguise. New Year countdowns, midwinter feasts, even the messy 30 and 31-day months on your wall, all echoes of people fighting to pin the year down. You're not just descended from survivors, you're descended from the people who caught the sun in a net of stones. But here's what's bugging me now. These same people tracked herds for hundreds of miles and always found their way home. No maps, no signs, no little blue dot. How did ancient humans navigate without ever getting lost? That's where we're headed next time. Subscribe so you don't lose your way there. See you at the next origin point.